Hi, and welcome to the channel, in which I talk about significant events in British history. Today we will be looking at the Black Death, which arrived in England in 1348 and killed 25 million people. The Black Death was believed to have originated in China, much like the current coronavirus pandemic which grips our world today. The Black Death was believed to have been spread by cats and dogs, when it was actually rats that did the spreading. This led to unnecessary cullings and purges of cats and dogs. Many people believed that the Black Death was a punishment from God, and so many people went about whipping themselves just to try and cleanse their sins. The Black Death was a mixture of two plagues, bubonic and pneumonic. This made diagnosing it a real tricky job. All the normal doctors had no idea how to treat or diagnose this new plague, so in came a second type of doctor, a plague doctor, which was a person willing to go into plague-infected areas wearing what seems to be a 13th century hazmat suit and a beak stuffed with herbs to keep out bad air, which they thought was another cause of the plague. If you are interested in surviving a Black Death style event, here are some tips which might just save your life. Consign yourself to quarantine. Houses in which anyone fell sick of plague were ordered to be shut up, marked with the Red Cross and "Lord have mercy upon us," and watched so that no one entered or left for 4 weeks to prevent the spread of infection. This certainly happened, but was much resisted and was hard to enforce. Contemporary sources suggest that, by the late weeks of the epidemic, enforcement was failing. It remains unclear whether quarantine really helped to contain the disease. Tip number 2. Steer clear of filth and dung. Orders that streets be kept clean, rubbish removed, and lay stools, dung heaps, placed at a distance from habitation, reflected the belief that plague was generated by corrupt airs or miasma, arising from dung and filth. The ban on keeping hogs, dogs, or cats, or tame pigeons or conies in the city, and the orders that wandering pigs were to be impounded and stray dogs killed, probably arose from the same association of foul smells with sickness. Tip number 3. Bury the dead at night. The plague orders prescribed funeral processions and mandated burial of the dead at night to avoid public gatherings and perhaps to reduce the impact on morale. By August, however, mortality was so high that the nights weren't long enough to bury all the dead. Pepys came across well-attended burials in daylight to his wonder and fear. Though this burial in city churches and churchyards was permitted, mortality was such that thousands were buried in the public graveyards near Bethlehem Hospital and at Bunhill Fields, or in new and unconsecrated grounds. Tip number 4. Fumigate your clothes. It was believed that infection could be carried in textiles, and second-hand clothes dealers were strictly forbidden to buy or sell goods from infected houses. The bedding, clothing, and hangings of the sick were to be well aired with fire, and such perfumes are as requisite before being used again. If human ectoparasites played a role in spreading the disease, as seems likely, this ruling could have had some useful effect. That's all I have on the Black Death. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to like the video and subscribe to my channel for more. Thank you.